was fair. Nobody ever complained about that, but she was tough. And because of
What up,
that and her
y'all?
reputation,
We
she
are
went
live.
into
Breaking
showbiz. So a lot of
news.
people don't,
Trump
they
is
think of
taking
Janine as showbiz.
over
Actually,
Washington,
showbiz
D.C.
was not her thing. It was, and she did great. She was on along with a couple of other of my friends on the #1 show, and she did great. But this is what she loves doing. This is really her baby. What she's going to do is going to be incredible. And I'd like to speak for just a few seconds on what she has in mind, what she wants to do. We're going to be appointing some judges. You know, we have some open spots, and we're going to take people because the judges are letting killers out. They just say, go, that's okay, don't worry about it. So we're putting some
Trump is just
Pam
talking
recommended,
a lot of
Todd recommended,
babbling nonsense
some
right now.
judges that are great. Janine recommended. Janine's given me 3 great candidates already. We have about 10 open spots, and we could probably create some more. We need them. Janine, would you say a few words, please?
Wow.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you, Madam Attorney General, and to all my partners here. We all want the same thing. We all want a safe city. We want a safe capital. We want to be able to bring our families here. We want to be able to come and enjoy the history that makes this place great.
And you can
unfortunately,
already do all that.
we are not in that position right now. And Mr. President, I want to thank you for taking the step that we need right now to make criminals understand that they are not going to get away with it anymore. And I'm not going to stand here and go over and over the cases. But what I can tell you is this. I see too much violent crime being committed by young punks who think that they can get together in gangs and crews and beat the hell out of you or anyone else. They don't care where they are. They can be in DuPont Circle, but they know that we can't touch them. Why? Because the laws are weak. I can't touch you if you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old and you have a gun. I convict someone of shooting another person with an illegal gun on a public bus in the chest, intent to kill. I convict him. And you know what the judge gives him? Probation. Says you should go to college.
So much
We need to
bullshit
go
going on
after
right now.
the D.C. Council and their
we are
absurd laws.
definitely in a
We need to
crisis.
get rid of this concept of, no cash bail. We
The
need to
government is
recognize that the
gone
people
totally
who matter
rogue.
are the law-abiding citizens. And it starts today. But it's not going to end today because the president is going to do everything we need to do to make sure that these emboldened criminals understand we see you, we're watching you, and we're going to change the law to catch you. And my final note is this. These kids understand that the jurisdiction is through the state attorney general, Brian Schwab. I did a poster of the young man from Doge who was beaten bloody with a severe concussion, a broken nose. And then I did a poster of what happens to those kids because I can't arrest them, I can't prosecute them. They go to family court and they get to do yoga and arts and crafts. Enough.
Shit.
It changes today.
There
Thank
ain't
you,
no
Mr.
fucking
President.
yoga in arts and craft
Thank you.
in juvenile
If I could,
lockup.
I just signed some executive orders. I'd like to have Will please come up and we'll let the people know what we signed. Do you want to put them down?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
A short while ago in the Oval Office, President Trump signed 2 crucial executive actions to deal with the emergency crime conditions we currently face in the District of Columbia. The first of these was an executive order, as President Trump said before, invoking his powers under Section 40 of the Home Rule Act to take federal control of the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department. Along with
Bullshit,
that executive
y'all,
order,
bullshit.
President Trump signed the statutorily required notification letters to Mayor Bowser and to the relevant House and Senate committee leaders. The second major executive action that President Trump signed was a presidential memorandum directing the Secretary of Defense to utilize the National Guard to address the conditions we see on our streets here in D.C. It also authorized the Secretary of Defense to work with state governors to utilize their National Guard units if necessary as well. These are bold, decisive steps intended to combat the out-of-control crime conditions we've seen on D.C.'s streets for far too long. And I, for one, am deeply proud to be part of an administration that's finally coming to terms with these issues, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir.
Thank you. So, just to conclude, Washington, D.C. should be one of the safest, cleanest, most beautiful places anywhere in the world. It was years ago. We had one problem that was a pretty big problem. The radical left got out of control and they started trying to rip down statues. And I said, let's go pass a law real fast. We're going to do it real fast. But we were blocked by the Democrats who do not want safety. Nobody gets it. I don't get it. They don't get it because they can't get votes. I don't know how they can win an election with this, but they don't want safety. And I found an old statute, very old, early 1900s, that said if you so much as touch or even think about destroying a statue or a monument in Washington, D.C.
Before I started using Farmer's Dog, I would fill my dog's bowls up with dry kibble in the morning, and they would just kind of walk by and pick at it all day. After we switched to Farmer's Dog, they cannot wait to eat. My golden retriever is 6 years old, but the way she...
Sorry about that, y'all. But there you have it. Donald Trump has officially taken over Washington, D.C. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I personally feel like we are in a crisis right now. We have been for quite a while, ever since the Trump administration took over. But every day he shows you who he is and what his plan is, and his plan is to be King Donald. And y'all are just letting it happen. It's yo. Okay. So here we go. We are facing total autocracy here in the United States right now. And believe me, he's going to do this in other cities, y'all. Don't think Washington, D.C. Is the last. He's going to take this nationwide. He's going to declare a fake public emergency, and then he's going to send in the troops to take over. That's where we're at right now. Let's jump back into this press conference right quick.
Because I think everybody agrees with what we're doing today. But when I signed that thing, it was like a miracle. Everybody left. They were gone. They were starting to march down. They started the march toward Thomas Jefferson. And I figured he was always going to be safe. But they found something with him, and they found something with Abraham Lincoln. And even in the name George Washington in California, numerous places changed the name of George Washington High School and various other places. They took George Washington's name. This was a sick, woke culture that I think we've largely ended. And a lot of those people that were woke are now turning out to be the opposite. I won't go so far as to say MAGA.
Woke means, y'all?
It's
it
a very
means
special category.
awareness.
But,
be aware.
they've gotten
Pay
out of that.
attention.
But
they
we
don't
have
want you to do that.
We have people that love this country and they love this really beautiful capital. It is. I flew over it the other day and I said, what a beautiful place. But if there's crime all over the streets, when you get there, it doesn't look so beautiful. But we're going to make it beautiful again.
There is not crime
gonna
all
fix it
over the
with
streets.
crime, and
There
we're
is
gonna
crime
also,
all
as we're
over
doing that, we're gonna
1600
start
Pennsylvania
doing
Avenue,
things
though.
that we know how to do, that I know how to do better than anybody, I guess, because of my experience from previous life. But not only are we stopping the crime, we're going to clean up
There
the
he goes again. He
trash
knows
and
how
the
to do
graffiti and the grime and the
everything better
dirt
than
and the
anybody.
broken marble panels and all of the things they've done to hurt this city. And we're going to restore the city back to the gleaming capital that everybody wants it to be. It's going to be something very special. All of these people are really tough. Could I shake your hand, Getty, please? You're going to be so important here. You're going to be that guy. I hope I don't have to fire him in 2 weeks because he's too soft. I don't think he's too soft. If I do, I will, though. Is it okay if you're soft, weak, and pathetic like so many people? I will fire you so fast.
Wow.
You're not going to have to worry
This
about
is what
that. No, I
y'all
think you're going to
wanted,
do a
y'all.
fantastic job.
This
And
is
everybody
what
in this
y'all
room, they
voted
may not
for.
express it, but they all want that to happen. You know, they want to be safe, and they have families too. So it's an honor to have such a large group. I've done this for years now, hard to believe. I've never seen this room so packed. In fact, I'm sure it's a violation of every fire code.
Knock it off.
But we'll let you stay anyway.
my
You're taking a
God.
chance. And with that, we'll say maybe if you could. Oh, wow. We could be here all day long. If you could.
All right, I've had enough. I've had enough. This shit has gotten beyond ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. I can't believe that I'm living in this bizarro America. I never in my entire life would have ever thought that we get to a point like this. But again, you know, we are in a national crisis right now. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what the solution is. I just don't see a good ending to this at all. Call me an alarmist. You know, a lot of you are gonna say, "Hey, Ken, you're overreacting. It's not that bad." Blase, blase. Yeah, it's never that bad until it is, and then once it is, it's too fucking late. It is that bad. It is that bad. Next year, we're supposed to be having midterm elections. I'm highly doubtful that it's going to be what you think it's going to be. If we have the elections, you can guarantee that Trump and the Republicans have the fix in. But I can tell you this: 2028. I don't see a presidential election happening. But if we have one, you can guarantee the fix is going to be in on that as well. Donald Trump, you know, is every day solidifying his position as a dictator, America's first dictator. And I just can't believe it's happening, but it's really, really happening. And I don't see any way out other than, you know, the unmentionable civil war. I'm not calling for civil war. Hopefully it won't come to that. But honestly, I see no way out right now. Neither political party has any legislative power to do anything right now. Donald Trump hasn't legislated a damn thing. Everything has been by executive order. That's not how this country was set up to be run. Congress is just given away all of their power. The Supreme Court has given away all of their power, and everything's coming from the executive branch, and they're just running amok. It's just out of control. It really is. And I just can't find the words for what we're going through. Listen, people, y'all gots to wake up, and y'all better be ready for what's coming, because y'all ain't going. I'm guaranteeing you are not going to be happy with what's coming. And if you're not getting ready, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be one of the ones really, truly suffering. We're all going to suffer. It's going to get a whole lot darker before it gets brighter. Guarantee you that. Unfortunately, And I'm so sad for our children. I'm so sad for our grandchildren, because uh, this is not the America that I ever, ever anticipated. Uh, you know, um, and it's crazy because I'm a civil rights baby. I was born in 1965. Civil rights movement was just kicking off. And let me tell you, when I came into the world, there were things that we as black folks legally could not do. You know what I'm saying? Listen, slavery was ended just 160 years ago. That's not too long ago. All right, and we're definitely on our way back, to Jim Crow era. We're definitely on our way back to 1950s America, where, they believe it was great before. We've never been great, y'all. We've never been great. We have done some great things, throughout history, but on a whole, America has a long way to go before it can be considered great. And Donald Trump and the MAGA movement has set us back at least 100 years. At least. I don't know. I'm worried. I'm scared. Not scared for myself, because no matter what happens, I'm not going down without a fight. I'm not just going to sit back and rest on my laurels and hope that it just all works out. I'm not going to do that. But to think that this is the type of bullshit we have running the government now. Have you seen the upgrades or no? Have you seen the vandalism that Trump has done to the White House? All the gaudy gold and all the bullshit, moving the pictures of past presidents to a hallway that visitors can't see. He's done everything to wipe out, the legacy of the president, of the presidency rather. And he's totally transformed it into a mockery of what this country was built on. And here's the sad part. A lot of people from my community allowed this to happen as well, because a lot of the younger people in the black community here have no idea, what our ancestors went through and what they fought for just to get to this point to where we can even speak out. There used to be a time when we couldn't open our mouths and say shit. We just had to grin and bear it. Yes, a boss, no, sir, boss. You know what I'm saying? Those days are over. Let me tell you something. Y'all want to go back to that bullshit? Go by yourself. I'm not going there. But so like I said, we got to do something. All the people that sat at home and didn't vote, this last election, this is your fault. For all of you that voted for third-party candidates that had absolutely no snowball's chance in hell of winning, this is your fault. Democracy does not work when you're standing on the sidelines. If you're not involved, it doesn't work. And it's real, y'all. It's real. But people don't people don't realize what they've lost until it's gone. And unfortunately, democracy as we know it in America, as we knew it, is gone. It's gone, and we're gonna have to fight hard to bring it back, to get back on track. You know what I'm saying? This has always been a work in progress here in America. And let me tell you, I've been all around the world. I've traveled, to so many different countries in my life, and there are so many beautiful places around this planet, but there's no place like home. There's no place like home. And now home ain't looking too great. Home is not the place to be right now. But we gotta fight. We gotta take our country back from this nonsense. I don't know. What are we gonna do, y'all? What do you think? What are you going to do? I know what I'm gonna do when the time comes, and I'm not gonna say it here because they'll probably be kicking my door down. If I said what I really wanted to say. However, y'all gotta be ready. Y'all gotta be ready. You gotta be ready to stand for something. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. You know what I mean? So, let people, just start getting yourselves prepared because this shit is gone totally right. Normally I would say left, but this is a conservative movement that is taking over and is destroying this country. It's not even conservatives. It's not even Republicans. Let's be real. It's Donald Trump and MAGA. Plain and simple. That's all it is. True Republicans, true Democrats. This is not what they do. And me, I'm not a part of either party. However, what we got now, what we have now is neither one of those. And what we had wasn't that bad. Like I said, it was working, but it's all gone now. It's all gone. All right, everybody. I'm your man's Ken Jackson. I will see y'all later on because I'm sure there's going to be so much more to talk about. There's going to be a whole lot to unpack later today. Can't wait to see what the reactions are to what Trump is doing now. And, so, hey, stay frosty, y'all. Keep your head up because, we're going to need all the help we can get right now. All right. I'm your man's Ken Jackson. This is the Ken Jackson Experience. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. I'm not selling shit. I have no merchandise to push on you. No products, none of that shit. I just like to come on and talk and get some comments and opinions from everybody, including the peanut gallery called MAGA. I listen to your comments as well. So check it out, y'all. Until next time, peace.